I would say is that all of us are now involved, and all of us should work hard and do the necessary sacrifice to see that we turn around the situation. And that is why it is necessary that when things like what happened here happened, and the government responded in a manner the government should respond, that everybody comes to participate and commend them for doing the right thing.
His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi was in Oyo State because of the bombing that happened in Ibadan. But before I come to that, let's look at the issues of the gubernatorial election that was conducted in 2023 and how the case went all the way to Supreme Court.
Of the All Progressives Congress, having satisfied the requirements of the law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared winner and is returned elected. Thank you.
Out of the gubernatorial election that were conducted in 2023, 75% of the 2023 gubernatorial election conducted by INEC ended up at the Supreme Court. None of the 21 election result was overturned by the Supreme Court, 100% success rate for the duly elected governor. Unlike in the past, 7 states election didn't go to court. Onu, Jigawa, Katsina, Kwara, Niger, Oyo, and Yobe State, they never went to court. All these states being mentioned, the Supreme Court never overturned some of these election that were declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission. And you can see the inconsistency in the judgment from the Supreme Court and also the Appeal Court in the 2023 general election, of which this will bring a little dot into our democracy and the way we conduct our future election. It looks like the Independent National Electoral Commission is no longer okay to conduct a credible election that will not end up in court. And as a result of that, some people believe of this opinion that maybe the courts should be the one that will determine who become the president, the governor, or even senators and House of Rep members. And if that be it, then there will be no need to have the Independent National Electoral Commission as an umpire that conducts an election every four years in Nigeria. Away from that, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi was in Oyo State, to condole with the governor and the people that lost their properties and life as a result of the explosion that took place in Ibadan.
Welcome, sir. Your Excellency.
Recent bomb blast. Through him, extend our condolences to the grief families and all those who lost their valuable properties and everything. Assure them of our prayers that God will grant all those who lost their life eternal rest, and those who lost their assets, the opportunity rebuilding. Also, to thank the governor for his prompt response. That's what governance should be. When there's a problem, the system, like I've told him privately, he might not bring back the lost lives or replace the properties that we lost. But that response gives assurances and confidence to people that there's a government and a system that cares for them.
It could recall that some weeks ago there was an explosion that happened, rocked Ibadan, and of which many properties and life were destroyed. One of the things that we come to understand, even after that explosion in Ibadan, it happened that in Metama, Abuja, the FCT, there was also an explosion of which, according to the police report, they said the bin that exploded when they were trying to pack them up. And this never sit where we met Nigerians. And seeing Peter Obi visits to Oyo State, to console with the family and the governor of the state is a welcome development when you are, a people's candidate. You are a person that loves the people. This is not politics. This is issue of governance, as you heard Mr. Peter Obi said earlier. But when you look at it carefully, the governor of Oyo State said something that caught the eyes of many people.
On behalf of the government and the good people of Oyo State, to thank His Excellency Mr. Obi, former governor of Anambra State, and also the presidential candidate of Labour Party in the last presidential election. Politics didn't seep into this. You came here to commiserate with us over the explosion. Actually, though investigation into the details are still going on, the president called me. You are three musketeers that went for that election. The president has reached out to me. You have reached out to me. But my own party candidate, not even a call or a text message. I mean, I'm saying it openly so that our leaders will know that you have time for politics, you have time for governance, and you have time for humanity. We want to say thank you so much.
You know, trying to say that this is not politics, talking about Atiku Abubakar not even calling or sending a text message to him. Probably he is not happy with the governor of Oyo State because of the way things went in the party. What do you expect? Anyway, but you know, have to think about humanity first, and this will bring the question, to mind when you look at our politicians. What is actually their interest? Is it to rule the people, or is it just to rule the people, or to serve the people? You know, when you look at someone who wants to serve, then you look at people like Peter Obi of Labour Party. But when you look at people that want to rule because it is their turn, then you look at the current administration and maybe people like Atiku Abubakar. Because when you look at the situation, what happened in Sokoto when Deborah was murdered in Sokoto, you could see that he made a tweet and pull it down because of the outcry from his own brothers. We also saw issues of, Fulani herdsmen terrorizing people in Plateau State and all of that, but they all went mute. But when it happened to the Nahiba that died, that was killed by Adapted in Abuja, they all went on Twitter to shout, calling for justice. There is a lot of hypocrisy from our politicians. And this is the reason why people need to think carefully, because 2027 is just like 3 days from now. Why do I say so? Because before you know, this 4 years is over, and then we're talking about re-election of the current administration. Will you still go ahead to vote someone who have taken dollar that was, less than 1,000 to naira, now to over 1,500 to a naira? Anyway, I will leave this to you to have this conversation at the comment section. You know who are truly your leaders. Thank you for watching.